went in very cautiously, and I had the hamburgers, you remember. I opened the bag, and I laid the meat down about 12 feet from where the dog was snarling at me, like so. He snarled, stopped snarling, sniffed, moved slowly, then faster towards the meat. When he got to it, he stopped. He looked at me. I smiled, but tentatively, you understand. He turned his face back to the hamburgers, smelled, sniffed some more, and then, rah! Like that, he tore into them. It was as if he had never eaten anything in his life before, except like garbage, which very well might have been the truth. I don't think the landlady ever eats anything but garbage, but he ate the hamburgers almost all at once, making sounds in his throat like a woman. Then, when he finished the meat, the hamburgers, and almost ate the paper too, he sat down and he smiled. I think he smiled. I know cats do. It was a very gratifying few moments. And then, bam! He snarled and made for me again, but he didn't get me this time either. So I got back upstairs, and I laid down on my bed, and I started to think about the dog again. To be honest, I was offended, and damn mad too. It was 6 perfectly good hamburgers without enough pork in it to make it disgusting. I was offended. But after a while, I decided to try it for a few more days. If you think about it, the dog had what amounted to an antipathy toward me. Really, and I wondered if I might overcome this antipathy. So I tried it for 5 more days, but it was always the same. Snarl, sniff, move, faster, stare, gobble, roar, smile, snarl, bang! Well, by this time, Columbus Avenue was strewn with hamburger rolls, and I was less offended than disgusted. So I decided to kill the dog. Oh, don't look so alarmed, Peter. I didn't succeed. So the next day, I bought only 1 hamburger and what I thought was a murderous portion of rat poison. When I bought the hamburger, I told the man, don't even bother with the roll. All I wanted was the meat. I expected some sort of reaction out of him, like, we don't sell no hamburgers without no rolls, or what you gonna do, eat it out of your hands? But no. He smiled benignly, wrapped the hamburger in wax paper and said, I'll bite for your pussycat. I wanted to say to him, no, not really. It's all part of a plan to poison a dog I know. But you can't say a dog I know without sounding funny. So what I said was, and a little too loudly I'm afraid, and too formally, yes! A bite for my pussycat! People looked up. It always happens when I try to simplify things, people look up. But that's neither hither nor thither. So, on my way back to the rooming house, I took the hamburger and the rat poison and kneaded it together in my hands. When I got back, the monster was waiting for me. Waiting to take the offering and then jump me. Poor bastard never realized that the time he took to smile before he went for me gave me enough time to get out of range. But there he was, malevolence with an erection, waiting. I put the poison patty down. Moved towards the stairs, and watched. Like that, the poor beast gobbled the food down as usual, smiled, which made me almost sick, and then, rah! But I sprinted up the stairs as usual, and the dog didn't get me as usual. And it came to pass that the beast was deathly ill. I knew this because he no longer attended me, and because the landlady sobered up. She stopped me in the entrance hall the same evening of the attempted murder, and confided the information that God had struck her puppy dog a surely fatal blow. She had forgotten her bewildered lust, and her eyes were wide open for the first time. They looked like the dog's eyes. She sniveled and implored me to pray for the animal. I wanted to say to her, Madam, I have myself to pray for, the colored queen, the Puerto Rican family, the person who lives in the front room whom I've never seen, the person who cries with determination behind her closed door, and the rest of all the people in all rooming houses everywhere. Besides, madam, I don't understand how to pray. But, to simplify things, I told her I would pray. She looked up. She said I was a liar, and that I probably wanted the dog to die. I told her, and there was so much truth here, that I didn't want the dog to die. I didn't, and not just because I poisoned him. I'm afraid I must tell you, I wanted the dog to live so I could see what our new relationship might come to. Please understand, Peter, that sort of thing is important. You must believe me, it is important. We have to know the effects of our actions. So, anyway, the dog recovered. I have no idea why, unless he was a descendant of the puppy that guarded the gates of hell, or some such resort. I'm not up on my mythology. Are you? At any rate, and you missed the $8,000 question, Peter. At any rate, the dog recovered his health, and the landlady recovered her thirst, in no way altered by the Bow Wow's deliverance. Then, after, when I came home from a movie that was playing on 42nd Street, a movie I'd seen before, or one that was very much like one, or several I'd seen before, and after the landlady told me Puppykins was better, I was so hoping for the dog to be waiting for me. I was, how would you put it, enticed? No? Fascinated. No, that's not it. Heart-shatteringly anxious. Yes, that's it. I was heart-shatteringly anxious to confront my friend again. Yes, Peter, friend. That's the only word for it. I was heart-shatteringly, etc. to confront my doggy friend again. I came in the door and advanced to the center of the entrance hall, unafraid. The dog was there, looking at me. And you know, he looked better for his scrape with the never mind. I stopped where I was. I looked at him. And he looked at me. I think we stayed a long while like that, just still, stone statue, just looking at one another. I looked more into his face than he looked into mine. I mean, I can concentrate longer at looking into a dog's face than a dog can concentrate at looking into mine, or into anybody else's face for that matter. But during the 20 seconds or 2 hours that we looked into each other's face, we made contact. Now here is what I wanted to happen. I loved the dog now, and I wanted him to love me. I had tried to kill, and I had tried to love, and both had been unsuccessful by themselves.